Go.
Alright, team. 1, 2, action. This is Group 4's video project for the wildfire mitigation simulation. It takes place in the town of Westmont. My name is Camilla Harris, and I was the forest ranger, and my role was basically to provide a ideal fire mitigation plan that would benefit the town of Westmont, and my goals were to do that, and then also maintain good relationships with the townspeople, so in future projects I can have their support. And these were my fellow team members, and I'll go over what their roles were and what was important to them and their goals as well.
Perfect. My name is Cecily Johnson, and I was the coalition representative. So I was elected by the townspeople, who are a lot of small businessmen and women, and people who favored recreation within the town. And I was elected to help represent them in this process and make sure that their voices were heard.
I'm Gatchis, and I was the environmental representative, and my goals were to basically learn everything and keep the environment in mind and what is best for the environment as well, and to increase my chances of doing it.
Hi, I'm Dagg. I am the mayor of Westmont. My overall goal is to try to compose a good mitigation tactic so everybody, all my task force members as well as the civilians of Westmont, will be happy with the mitigation process as a cost-effective and environmentally sound project.
And then in Unit 1, we went over the team charter, which is when we first met. We basically got to know each other, introduced ourselves to one another, explained our roles, and then from then we created a team charter in order to help us make decisions properly. And in our team charter, we agreed that majority rules was going to be what it would come down to. If there was any disagreement, whatever the majority of the group wanted is what we would go with. And when it came to providing feedback, we all agreed to be positive and lift each other up rather than tear each other down. And then when it came to any sort of conflict, we agreed to be nice and not, like I said, tear each other down. And we also wanted to emphasize being accountable for ourselves and each other, and then just making sure we were all doing that, so keeping each other accountable as well. And then if someone was lacking or missing class, we would ask or tell them to pick it up in a positive way and not a way that would make them feel like they were not a strong member of the team. So we can all just kind of keep that positive energy in the team instead of not communicating in that way.
And I think we didn't really need to discuss with anyone that they weren't participating in any way. I think we're all really good with factor. I know for me personally, I did have to reach out to you guys for some of my personal situations outside of class, for times that I couldn't be there or what I was going through. So it was nice that we actually did have something in the charter for that, because we all acknowledge that life happens. We just didn't know the extent of what was going to happen. So I appreciated that we had that, and I didn't feel like I couldn't talk to you guys or that you guys would hate me or something. So I appreciated that.
It helped too that we were all very trusting of each other too, and you would be able to catch up, and we're all adults here, we all have our lives, and we do what we gotta do, and sometimes that means missing class, but you're able to make that living up, you're totally okay with that, So.
And I think that falls along that we just work very well as a good group together. That goes back to Unit 2. We were talking about the 5 dysfunctions of a team. Relating that to the simulation project, I personally feel, I don't know about you guys, but we were pretty non-dysfunctional as a team. I say the only part that was a little iffy was probably the 5th dysfunction, which is inattention to results. It's because some people might have been more into it for themselves, maybe for more prescribed learning for other things, rather than just other things that we need to focus on more than goals. But that just brings us to how we worked out everything together.
And I think having the team charter be the first thing that we kind of discussed with each other helped, because we had that there the entire time, and it was something we can look back on and relate to throughout the whole project. Kind of helped us a lot and made it so that we never ran into those problems of conflict and not being able to communicate with one another that way.
And I think it just it gave us an expectation that we wanted to hold all of ourselves to, but each other as well. We did a really good job.
Yeah.
So.
And then when it came to Unit 2 and we were understanding the five dysfunctions of a team, I think, like you said before, we really hit, we did have trust for each other and things like that. And thankfully we do have one more simulation.
So we could focus on the end result, and so we could finally get one goal instead of everybody's individual status and our own goals. And so,
I feel like when we first started, it definitely our personal goals and what we wanted for ourselves were a big factor, but as we worked together more, we kind of put that aside and focused on what was the best for the group.
And then this last simulation on Friday is, I think we'll be able to find a great goal for the entire project and all of Westmont, and so be able to come to a great result, great decision.
Yeah, because in Unit 3, we talked about how we make decisions and how the decision making it's a process and not an event. And I think with the simulation, it really proves that it's not just a one-time thing per meeting that we're making these decisions. It's a constant ongoing thing. It's very cyclical as well. And we use the three C's as well. We use a lot of consideration. We were very good about listening to each other and understanding what we said we valued and what we wanted, even though we did have some times when we were you're not listening. But we really were. We just had our moments where we all just wanted to be heard, but we through our decision making process, we were able to resolve those small conflicts of being able to collaboratively think problems.
And conflicts obviously did arise. We didn't have any actually major conflicts, I would say, overall as a group. If anything, I think it was like you said, that fifth one where it's the overall arching. But after today's lecture and our reading and looking over these 6 tactics, I think the one that really was a game changer for us was number 2, and that's develop multiple alternatives to enrich the level of debate by sharing the message about the pile burning. That really did adjust and solve, find a happy medium for a lot of the situation, because I think only having 4 group members instead of 5 made it so that there's 2 people who preferred burning and 2 people who preferred some sort of either thinning of one way or another, which that made it so that our majority rule, in our charter a little bit difficult, because sometimes there wasn't a majority. Yeah, so having that in between and having a new alternative to that really kind of expanded that conflict. And it's something that we've discussed before. I think even in our second meeting, we were how come we can't do both? And I think having a simulation and incorporate that later on was really eye-opening.
Yeah.
I feel as a group, we're able to communicate a lot together and get through that, but individually we did have different roles, and for example, me and Kristen, we weren't really focused on pleasing a lot of the people in the town of Westmont as much, because I was the forest ranger and she was environmental representative, so we were our main goal was just for the fire mitigation plan to be something that was successful, and our views were different from them because they had their objective was to please people, and not a lot of people in town wanted to be surrounded by areas that were being burned. Even if that was the best way to go about the fire mitigation plan, they still had that on themselves to please the people and make sure they were happy, because that was their job. So I think just the difference in the roles played a big part in what could have been conflict, but since we were able to communicate as a group well, I think that saved us a lot.
Yeah, and I just think it was even though we had very different views on things, I just think it was really awesome how we were able to say our opinions and then in a way figure out what was best for what we were doing. So we each had our individual goals, but it was really amazing to see how like we were able to like work together and like kind of like compromise on so many different things and figure out what was best for like the environment and the town of Westmont.
I think we're going to a good place, honestly, with
Yeah.
the entire thing. Going into the fifth simulation. So we all have a pretty good sense of idea of what we want to do and what we want to officially cover in the final simulation. And I feel like we're going to a good route. We might have to definitely give up a few things, each and every one of us,
Yeah.
but we all have the final overall goal that we want to get towards the best of Westmont.
Yeah.
That's what the simulation was meant to do, and
Yeah.
it's bringing a lot to the table.
Yeah.
I like it.
think,
I like it.
Yeah, we definitely want to create a good balance between what's best for the town of Westmont and the environment, I think.
Yeah, I think you can tell, like, from the first simulation to the last one we had, beginning we were like, let's burn everything, and it was very, like, what we held was very important to us, and then in the last simulation, I remember a lot of us were just saying, like, we don't care, like, as much anymore about what was important to us in the beginning, and now it's just kind of for the good of the group, and I think we will be able to come to an agreement and a happy medium for all of us, and not to say like one of our ideal initial mitigation plans was better than one of each other's, but I think putting them all together and seeing like what from each one of our plans was good and which one we might have had to like tweak and compromise towards, that is what in the end is going to give us a good ideal plan that will benefit the town entirely.
Overall, I think that the simulation actually was a really good addition to this class. Like, outside of the simulation itself and like the things, just the way it was set up, I think it really did allow us to break down each of the units with each meeting, which was really unique because I've never worked necessarily in a classroom setting in a team where everyone also had different individual motivations.
Yeah.
We're usually in a group project. It's like, here, make this poster or do this lab. Everyone wants it A,
It was just
everyone's
more
good.
like putting people into their lanes of what they can do and their
Yeah.
shapes and weaknesses, but here we're actually working together and just kind of cool to experience.
Yes. So I thought that was really cool. Go Team 4.
Good. They cut out.
We out.
What do we think, guys?
I hope it recorded.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Oh, it's still going.